from Easter Sunday.
Wow, already.
Yeah.
Feels like Christmas was yesterday.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
They say as you get older, things go faster, and the older you get, the faster they go. And I'm like,
Yeah, getting older.
Yeah, unfortunately. Would you like to recap for us? We're kind of switching tones this podcast. We had a pretty big tone shift in the last one.
Yeah, the last one was the charity podcast for Podcastathon when we talked about stroke, because we both know what it's like to experience that, because I had the stroke and you were there with me, obviously, and you went through it and we discussed that, which I think was very interesting. Hopefully people found it interesting. More than that, will help them to realize the signs of somebody having a stroke and what to do when they're having a stroke. So that's basically the last podcast in a nutshell. So
Yes, that's the ultimate goal, is awareness.
Yep.
So if you haven't listened to that podcast yet, please go listen, share the story.
Yep.
Donate to like stroke organizations if you are able, but definitely share the story and be aware of the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
And continuing with our rapid tone change, going back to sort of lighthearted and fluffy a little bit. What is our warm-up?
So our warm-up is, because we're going to be doing lighthearted and fluffy like little chicks. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. We saw some chicks at a store
we
today.
did actually, yeah.
They were adorable. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I was quite tempted to look in and buy a couple of chicks and
really,
get our own eggs.
Really,
eggs were expensive.
Yeah, but I hinted at this in the store, and I was not getting any vibes that you were close to
I think
convincing.
It's one of those things you think, that wouldn't be such a bad idea, but then you have to get the pen to pen them in, or the chicken coop. Chicken coop. You'd have to make that, put them in, and then getting them and feeding them, taking care of them. So it'd be nice, but I'd like to have my own eggs. I'd like to have fresh eggs, boiled egg in the morning from the hens in the yard. But probably not going to go through that. I
love animals.
Yeah.
But speaking of animals, keeping our dog away from them, that
would be an issue.
Like some of our neighbors have chickens that occasionally get loose, and he loses.
Yeah, he does.
So
today's warm up is because it's Easter next week, as we're saying. I was just wondering things that you did for Easter, what Easter's like for you over here, as opposed to what it was like for me in the UK when I was a kid. So should we start with you?
Yeah, sure. So we always went to church on Easter Sunday. We always got like a new dress and a new hat to wear, like special for Easter every year to wear to church. And then we always got like an Easter basket from the Easter Bunny with toys, candies, obviously eggs, that little fake grass that you get.
Oh, yeah. Green sort of paper. Paper thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Paper,
yeah, but we would get an Easter basket. What did you, if anything, did you get?
Not really. We
Easter?
We got Easter eggs. Like the family would buy you Easter eggs. My aunts would get us Easter eggs, and family friends would get the kids Easter eggs. We'd get Easter eggs, but they were kind of like, typical Easter eggs. I don't mean the small eggs. I mean chocolate eggs, like Cadbury's Easter eggs, like in a box, sort of biggish Easter eggs. And you can get them with a mug. Sometimes we get like Cadbury's Easter egg, and it was in a mug, and you got the mug with it. But now it's gone very kind of commercial, and it's everything kind of Easter. You get Whisper, which is a chocolate bar in the UK, Whisper Easter eggs, Mars Easter eggs, all types of, lots of Easter eggs.
Yeah, it really has gone big on the candy. It's almost like Halloween 2.0.
Yep,
like
very much.
With the candy here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would get Easter eggs as well. But like, my granny would get us these like giant handmade peanut butter Easter eggs, and they would have our names like on them in icing.
Oh,
so they were like for each of us.
It's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, we got those every year. They're not like, they're nice. They're not my favorite thing to eat, but they're nice. I'd kind of like to have one just for sentimental,
Yeah.
or know how to make one. But
yeah.
But yeah, so like you got the Easter eggs from did you guys like fresh new snazzy suits?
No,
or-
that wasn't a thing. No.
Hmm.
I mean, we weren't big churchgoers, so we didn't go to church, so we didn't have to dress up. But the best thing about Easter was getting a week off school. You had Good
Yeah.
Friday off and you had Monday off, and the schools gave it a week.
Yeah.
So
It's been
that
a
was the best
while
thing.
since I've been a school age kid, but I would just about bet you that school age kids would say that is still the best thing.
Still the best thing. Best thing about Easter is not going to school. Talking of that, what's the thing we're going to discuss this week?
So I was thinking about sort of everyday differences. We've talked about everyday differences in language, like your Cockney
We
rhyming
have.
slang, Southern slang, things like that. But what about everyday differences just that you notice? Because it's hard to explain unless you're like around us. But we encounter this like culture shock almost every day.
Yeah, we do.
In our daily lives. And so I was thinking about like everyday differences in life or culture, not necessarily language.
Yeah.
Between the US and the UK. And also, I mean, there's a little bit of a second layer, which is like between like city versus country. Because you very
because
much
I'm from London.
Yeah.
And we're living sort of not in a big city. We're outside Raleigh, which is the
I would
big
call
city.
it the middle of nowhere.
okay. Fair enough. I was trying to be polite, but yeah.
No, you don't have to be polite. Like, yes, we live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. A lot different than London, that's for sure.
Yeah, very different. Driving, for example.
Yeah, driving's obviously it's the other side of the road, but it's sitting in the other seat as well.
Yeah.
So it took me a while because when we were getting into the car, I'd walk around
Yes.
to what I thought was a passenger side.
Yes.
And you'd be like, do you want to drive? No. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yes.
That's the
That
driver's
is a
side.
fact. That
Yeah.
has happened more times than I can count.
And it still happens every now and again because I forget myself and I walk
Yeah.
around to that side to get into the passenger side, which I would do in London, but it's not so
Right.
much on the driver's side.
Right. But I did the same thing over there.
Yeah.
So I would
Yeah,
I would
it's-
walk
it's
to the
easy
wrong
too.
side of the car. Oh, yeah.
But,
We're not in Kansas anymore.
That's kind of tricky. And the other thing is everything over here is automatic, the cars.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Because
point.
in the UK, most people, when they take their driving test, they will take the test in a manual car.
Mhm.
We don't do automatic, so the gears. So most people are used to driving a manual car.
Mhm.
And I can drive a manual car. My family, my brothers, my mum, everybody, aunts, uncles can all drive manual cars. It's just a thing. But over here, it's not a thing. It's very different. It's everybody. It's the other way. Everybody's in an automatic, and most people can't drive a manual. And if you
Yeah.
put a manual in front of something, there you go, get in that. They couldn't do it
Yeah.
because they don't have the know-how. They haven't learned.
Yeah.
In the UK, if we take a test in an automatic car, we're qualified to only drive an automatic car.
Really?
Yeah. If you take a test in a manual car, you're qualified to drive manual and automatic. But over here,
Wow.
it's very different.
Yeah. You just get a driver's license and you can drive whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
very
not know that. I
Yeah.
genuinely did not know
Yeah.
that. Hmm.
If you take a test in an automatic, that's all you can drive. And
Yeah.
again, I suppose that's why most people do manual. Automatics aren't that big over. Everybody's just manual. It's easy to drive in a manual.
No.
I suppose if you've driven automatics all the time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I learned how to drive on an automatic. I have general knowledge of how to drive a manual transmission, but like in practice, like putting it into practice, no. It's like, when you're slowing down, go into neutral and then shift into second.
Yeah.
What? What?
And that's the thing. My sort of muscle memory is manual. When I
Yes.
first got into an automatic over here, my left foot would go and hit the brake because
Yes.
my left foot was searching for the clutch,
Yes.
and I would hit the brake, and we'd be in the car, and it would stop suddenly, and we'd both nearly get
Yes.
thrown through the window.
Yes.
But now
yeah.
I've sort of got used to it.
It's crazy because you've been licensed to drive. You've been driving your whole life, but
Yeah.
coming over here, it's like you're relearning to drive.
I don't even have a license over here.
Yeah. You
because
have a permit.
I have what we'd say is a provisional license in the UK.
Right.
So I have to take my test again. I haven't got a full license.
Yeah.
I've had a full license in the UK for so many, God,
Right.
so many years. But over here, I've actually got a learner's permit, a provisional, because I have
Yeah.
to start again and take the test again. So even though I've been driving for all these years in London
Yeah.
and around London, I'm actually being treated like a 15, 16, 17. How old do you have to be over here to drive? 17,
I
16,
think
17?
it's 16.
16. So I'm like a 16-year-old kid. And when we went to get the permit for me, and I had to take the test, the signs and the rules of the road, everybody around me was like 16, 17,
kids,
18 years old as kids. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So, but it is. I haven't got the full driver's license. I've got the provisional, the permit. And hopefully that'll be upgraded. I think that runs out in, October or something?
I think so.
So I'll probably get it upgraded there, hopefully pass the test.
Yeah, you will.
So,
but I think it's a good thing. I mean, because the roads are very different. Like,
oh, it's so different.
And
so
you're on
different.
an automatic car, which is also different.
I mean, in London, we have 2 lanes, the other side and this side. And when you want to turn, you just stop and a lot of traffic gets held up or goes around you and then you turn. But over here, you've got a dedicated middle lane for turning. So you have 3 lanes. You've got a left lane, a right lane, and a turn lane in the middle. So when you're about to turn, you go into the middle lane. So the traffic on both sides is continuing. You're not holding up traffic. And then you turn left.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that's great. They should have it in the UK because it stops the traffic getting held up. So it was hard getting used to that. So even now, driving now, like on the provisional permit, I'm still getting a bit sort of not used to that. So that's one of the things that's very different. Driving the other side of the road, the other side of the car.
The lights, the signs.
The lights, the traffic lights. The traffic lights are up high here.
Yeah.
They're on, like they're strung over the road, like sort of 30 feet in the air. Whereas in the UK, they're on a pole.
Yeah.
So they're sort of lower. So I had to get used to looking up. Different lights as well. We have a green light for go. But over here you have green light for go, but then a green arrow.
Yeah, if you're
And
turning.
there's been a time when I've seen the green light and I'm okay, I'm going to turn. You don't turn.
No.
Oncoming traffic. I'm like, what? But it's green. No, you need a green arrow.
Yes.
So that's caught me out a couple of times. So yeah, it's very different. It's very different.
Yeah,
But,
very different.
Yeah, there's lots of other things as well.
Yeah.
So apart from that, what else have you got? Because I know for me there are quite a few, but what have you got now?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I do want to say just kudos to you, though, because I would not even attempt to drive in the UK. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Nope. No, I have no interest
Very
whatsoever.
different.
To be fair, I mean, if you're in somewhere like London, you don't need it. Like,
No.
we're out here in the middle of nowhere. We have to have a car.
Drive, yeah.
But in London, you don't really need to know how to drive, to be honest. So.
No. Very true.
Speaking of driving, drive-thrus.
Drive-thrus. That was something that amazed me because a drive-through in London is in McDonald's or Burger King. You go to a drive-through and you'll pick up your food.
Yep.
And that's it. That's a drive-through.
Only for fast food.
Yeah, fast food. But over here, everything is a drive-through.
Not everything. But.
Well, compared to the UK, I mean, in the UK, if I need to go to a chemist or pharmacy, I go in and I order my pills, I pick up my pills, prescription, and I come out. Over here, it's a drive-through.
Yeah.
You drive up to a window and the lady says, can I help you? You say, I'm here to pick up my pills. And you put your card in, she takes your card, and then she puts the pills in a little box, you pull the box, and you drive away.
Yeah.
It's a drive-through pharmacy. It's banks as well. I mean, that just blew my mind. You don't even have to get out of your car to go into the bank. You drive through, there's a window, and it's like, can I help you? Yeah, I've got to do this, or I need to make a deposit or get some money or do this or that. Okay, what's your card number? Blah, 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 blah. And you do your business from your car, talking to this lady at the window.
Yeah.
And then you drive off. A bank, drive-through bank. And if you want to deposit money, I think I may have said this before, but there's tubes that just sort of go up into the roof.
Yep.
And you open one of these tubes and there's like a thing in it and you put money in it and you close this thing, put it in a tube and it's like, and it gets sucked up.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go into the bank to make a deposit.
Yep.
It's crazy. So I mean, for me, everything's sort of drive-through. So banks, as we said, pharmacies, chemists.
And then obviously your fast food.
Fast food, yeah. I mean, fast food, everything.
There's more fast food over here in general, though. So there's more drive-thrus in general, just on the fast food, because we have fast food everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if we go to like the store to do some shopping for the week, we'll pick up the shopping and driving back, we're driving to it. There'll be a McDonald's, there'll be a Burger King, there'll be a Kentucky, there'll be a Nando's. Oh,
there will not be a Nando's.
I wish there was a Nando's.
Unfortunately.
Nando's, I've got Nando's on the brain.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Nando's, if you can hear this, come to our area.
Yeah, come to North Carolina.
Yeah.
So why Nando's just, I don't know why Nando's in my head, but I was thinking of chicken, so I meant to say KFC. the KFC, Pizza Hut, everything. I mean, there's so many on the way.
Wendy's, Hardee's, Cookout. It's
just on
everything.
that kind of 20-minute drive to the store.
Yes.
We must pass at least 10.
Yes, that's something I noticed in the
places.
UK that like, okay, you've got your like which Nando's I wouldn't say is fast food.
No,
It's kind of sit down, but like you've got McDonald's, you've got Burger King, you've got KFC, Kentucky, you guys call it.
Yep.
That's about it.
Pretty much.
I'm sure there are a couple other little spotted ones here and
there probably
there.
are.
Like, I think I just read something about like Taco Bell is now in Ireland, Wendy's is now in Ireland. So some of those things are kind of coming over, but yeah, in general, not so much fast food. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, anyway, drive-thrus was the
Drive-thrus is the
point
thing.
of that conversation.
Yep.
Next up, wild animals.
Well, I'm from London, so for me, a wild animal is a fox.
Yeah.
You might see a fox. That's probably it. Maybe a few rats if the place is dirty, if you're in like the middle of London.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as wild animals go, that's it. That's it, really.
And again, this is different, like probably in the country of England. Like,
yeah, the countryside. Yeah.
But yeah, what about here? What have you seen here, deer?
Deer. Yeah, I've seen a deer.
Yeah, you have.
Seen a deer.
You have seen.
Killdeer.
Birds.
We'll go into that. Yeah, some different types of birds. The red one. What is the red one? Really nice.
Cardinal.
Gorgeous bird. Completely red. It's kind of a big yellow beak.
Bright red. Yeah.
That's really nice. So lots of birds. I mean, in the UK, when you think of birds, you think of pigeons, you think of seagulls, maybe a robin or two. That's it. But over here, so many different types of birds.
Yeah.
Snakes.
Yes. In our yard.
Snake in the yard. So that was strange for me because I've only ever seen pictures of snakes or snakes in the zoo out in the yard with the dog, and there's a snake. What? There's a snake in the yard. So yeah, seeing snake skins at the front of the house. We were going out one day, and I was like, "What's that over there?" She said, "It's a snake skin." Oh, what? It's a snake skin.
Yeah.
So snake skins, deers, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of.
Do you mind if I tell on you about the deer?
The deer and the killdeer or the deer?
The deer.
The deer. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Are you talking about when we were at the place in Greenville?
Yeah, and we used to have an apartment.
Yeah,
we used to have an
apartment.
apartment.
That's okay. Yeah, go for it. The story with the balcony you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes, exactly. So we had an apartment in Greenville that had a balcony, and it looked out onto like this small wooded area. Greenville is a very big city, so there was not a lot of wooded areas, but we were looking out on this small wooded area, and there's a deer out there, and you were freaking out. It's a deer. What do you mean it's a deer? Deer go in the zoo? No, deer live in the wild. You're like, close the door. I'm like, why? Because it's gonna jump in here. I'm like, that deer is gonna jump on the balcony and come in our apartment.
We were on the second floor.
Yeah, we were on the second floor. And you're like, he might come in here, and I'm like, that's not what deer do. That's not how deer work.
Yeah, I know now. Yeah. But the other one was the killdeer,
which is a bird.
It's a bird.
So you come like running in the house one day. You went out to check the mail.
Yeah.
You came inside and you're like, "There's a bird out there, and he's crazy. He's chasing me. He's squawking." And I was like,
it was literally chasing me. It was running after me. I was running away, and this bird was flapping and running after me and squawking. I was like, "What the fudge?"
So you come inside. At first, I don't believe you. I'm like, he's exaggerating.
Yeah.
But then, like, you were really like convinced. No, it's like right there, and it was chasing me and squawking. And I'm like, wait a minute. What color was this bird?
Yeah.
I don't know, brown and black, and it was the nest. And you're like, what? The nest. Yeah. There was a nest. So killdeer are like a protected species of bird.
Yep.
And they lay their nests on the ground, like hidden in rocks, so that predators can't see the eggs. Mm-hmm. And what happens is like the mama killdeer will sit on the nest for several weeks, and the daddy killdeer like does reconnaissance around the nest to keep anything away that's trying to get close to the nest. And in this case, Jay was trying to get close to the nest, and that was not okay.
Yeah, without knowing.
Yeah. I would have known, okay, let me get away from his nest, but Jay is like, what's going on? So funny.
Yeah, that was funny actually. But yeah, as I said, for me, it's pigeons and crows and sparrows and things. It's very different. And to see these like all different kinds of birds, as I said, especially the red ones, cardinals, just gorgeous birds.
Yeah,
gorgeous birds.
They are flamingos, which they're we don't have wild flamingos in North Carolina, guys. but just like, well, I don't know, maybe we do.
Maybe we do, yeah.
Let me not misquote North Carolina or something. But yeah, just like really colorful birds, colorful plants, spiders that will kill you.
Yeah, it's very, for me, a spider in London, it just, a spider web dangling from the ceiling. It's, oh, a little spider. Over here, if I see a spider web, stay away, because they can kill you.
Depending on the spider.
Yeah, depending on the spider. But yeah, nasty spiders. Spiders, snakes, deers, all these things. Nasty.
Spiders and snakes and deers.
Oh my. Yeah.
I think that's the second Wizard of Oz reference I've snuck in this podcast without meaning to.
Well done.
What else? Weather.
Weather's very different, because London, it's just, there's this thing about London, it rains all the time. Pretty much so. I mean, it rains a lot, but there is a summer. You have to be kind of
looking for it.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It could be like a couple of days in July. It might be 3 or 4 days in June.
Yeah.
It's kind of, but over here, the weather's weird. We had about 80 degrees, I think, Fahrenheit here, which is
about 32 Celsius, I think.
Maybe. Yeah, something like that.
30s.
So, and very high. But then the next day, I was out in a jacket and it was cold. I was like, what the? Yesterday, I was in a t-shirt and shorts walking around, and now I'm in a jacket. It's like, wow. It changes very, very quickly.
Yes.
It can go from, literally, there's been times it's been snowing, and within 2 or 3 days, it's like boiling hot. It's baking hot.
Yeah.
It's just so hot. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you comment all the time, what is wrong with this state? Like, you say that all the time, because we will be sort of breaking like record-setting high temperatures, and then we'll go back down to freezing.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is wrong with this state? But we have a saying about North Carolina. I'm sure other states say this too. We don't own this, but if you don't like the weather in North Carolina, wait 5 minutes.
Yep, it's not wrong either. It's not wrong.
So now we're coming into spring, which is, in my opinion, spring in North Carolina is just like you go back and forth between summer and winter. Like
pretty much so. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. There isn't really a spring. It's sort of it's summer, it's winter. It's summer, it's winter. And then eventually you'll get to where like it's just all summer days, and that's how you know you're in spring. That's how you know you've made it.
Yeah.
And we're getting there now. Things are starting to bloom
it's warming up.
And grow.
Yeah. The grass has gone green again. There's leaves starting to come on the trees.
Yeah.
The bugs are starting to come out.
Yeah. We have some house guests.
We do. Fred and Wilma.
Barney and Betty.
Barney and Betty.
We have these I think they're called stink bugs.
We don't have them in the UK.
I think. But these little, like, almost like octagonal bugs, they're completely harmless. Like, they don't hurt anything, but they keep coming in the house in, like, droves. And, like, we'll think we got them all out, and then there's more.
Another one will pop up.
And you'll look like there'll be one on the window, and then there's one by the sink, and then there's one over here. And it's like, what is happening? They won't go anywhere. So, but thankfully they're not harmful. If they were harmful, we'd be
getting them out.
We'd be in trouble. All right. Well, I think that's all I have on my list.
Yeah, I think we've covered most of the differences that
everyday differences.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more differences, but everyday differences that we've come across, and things that I've noticed, and things that you've noticed. So
yeah,
I think that's about it. So having said that, I think you should say goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye, Chris.